Monique here from Outrageous Brush and Flow. When was the last time you did it? Paint, that is. So today I'm here because we're gonna paint a lion, or I'm gonna paint a lion, and hopefully you'll be painting alongside me as well. So this will be a quick process because the sketch, the canvas is already templated out. I just literally drew it before I got on, and these are some samples that I have done in the past. And this one, it says work in progress. I didn't finish. So I love colors, I love the rainbow, and I'm also a Leo, so lions, we go hand in hand. So before we start, you should have your paint with you. I use acrylic paint because it dries really quickly. Some people love oil. Oils are amazing because they're so vibrant, but they take long to dry. And they are a little bit more costly than the acrylic paint. But of course, I use acrylic because they dry fast, and when I have paint and sip parties, by the time people leave, their paintings are dry. Sorry about the noise. I'm in the city. You should have a cup of water. Remember, your cup of water is for dipping and not sipping. If you're sipping as well. You want to have a paper towel for in between rinsing your brushes to blot your brush onto. Or some people like to use their apron. Sometimes I'll use either or. You want to have paintbrushes, and you can use a variety of paintbrushes. Some people use really large, some people use round. I'm going to be using 2 flat brushes. So this is my medium size and my small size. Sorry about all the noise. This hasn't been this noisy in a while. And I also have a round pointed paintbrush, which you can use for making lines and adding detail. So this lion painting, I don't use any black. Black is optional. You can add black paint to it or use a black marker, and then you have like this medium piece. So feel free to incorporate other mediums into your artwork. So the colors I'm using: white. I have purple, which looks blue. I'm like, wait, did I get 2 blues? But that is purple. Teal, cobalt blue, yellow, and red. So I have those 6 colors, and of course with those colors, you can create new colors. Of course, you can take your primary colors and make your secondary colors, which would be primary is yellow and blue, and yellow and blue makes green. So let's get started. I always like to get started with my background, but in this piece, it's technically not a background because it's the mane of the lion's hair, but I'm gonna get started with that first. Now, your painting is not gonna look like my painting. If you wanna free flow it, go right ahead. But I'm gonna start with my light colors. I always go light and work my way up to dark just so my water doesn't get dirty quickly. I like to only do one washing. So I'm gonna start with yellow. And again, this painting won't look exactly the same. So I'm gonna start making some yellow lines. So I'm gonna go right under the mouth. I say this is like I'm giving him a goatee. And say if your favorite color is yellow, your favorite color might be orange. Of course, you might have those colors in your piece. They do not have to be as colorful. I actually created this lion in all blue, so different variations of blue. So I'm just going along and painting the mane. That's all we're doing right now. And I'm adding, again, I still have my yellow. I'm gonna go all yellow so I don't have to use yellow again. So right under that mouth section. And you can make the shapes. People always laugh when I say organic. They don't need to be straight lines because here it flows. And say if you want it to be like a really windy day, and instead of having the main hair more so falling down, you can have the hair like, you can make the lines going out. So I'll show you here. So I'm just making the lines go out. So meaning it's like there's some wind going on in my painting. So already I have my 3 yellow lines. I'm going to add another one. And now I'm going to add some yellow to the face. So along where the jawline is and above the eyes. And again, you might be using a different color. You might not want to add yellow, or you might not want yellow in the areas I'm adding yellow. Totally fine. So I'm going to add some yellow right along the jawline. And see, on this one, I did it to my left side. So I guess I'll go left. I'll go lefty again. So right under the eye. And I'm going to bring it all the way to the nose. So again, it's just the shape. And I always make it a little curvy, no straight lines. We don't want any of our lines to look like we used a ruler. So just a nice little curvy line from the eye to the nose. Except we made it curved. And of course, if you're into layering, you can really pile it on thick if you wish. I'm more so like a little bit smooth. So now I'm going to add some yellow right above the eye, and it's more so going to look like a triangle shape. Little triangle. So right there, can you see it? I don't even have a ring light on, but I get lots of light. So I'm going to add a little bit more yellow to my other side, and I'm going to actually, this time, I'm going to go under the eye instead of above. So going underneath the eye as if I was creating eyeliner. And if you want your painting to be more symmetrical, you would do that on both sides. But I like playing around and making things like really fun to, I say fun to look at, but other paintings are fun to look at, but I just like to play on symmetry to see what, how far I can push it. Okay, so I'm peeping in to see if I add any more yellow, just looking at my other paintings. One more little yellow here, and I'm going to add it right in, not totally the center, where we have our lines going for like that bridge of the nose. I'm just going to add another little, again, it's like a curvy line, almost as if I made a little hill. Okay, and there's my yellow. So now, because I do have the yellow in hand, I actually want to make some orange. So yellow and red makes orange. I always mix on my plate. I never mix on my canvas. So of course, there are different kind of oranges. You might have more of a yellow orange, more of a reddish orange. I'm going for more yellows in my orange, because I wanted to stand out from when I add red into it. So I'm adding more yellow than the red. So more of a peachy orange. And if you want to make it even lighter, white. White tints your colors down. So a little bit more. And again, mixing on my plate. And you want to make sure you're mixing enough. If you know you're going to add a lot of orange, you want to make sure you're mixing enough orange on your plate so you don't have to recreate the colors. space some out, and I'm also gonna put some right beside the yellow. So again, we have this fun mane here, and I changed it up a little bit, different from my other ones. So again, I'm still using my larger brush here. In this painting, you can use your larger brush just about the entire time and what you're comfortable with. So I'm going right beside where I made the yellow mane. I'm not leaving any space beside it at this moment. So there's my orange. I'm gonna add some below. And you might bounce around. You might have some may not go all the way. You might have some be shorter than the other, so I'm gonna add a short one. So it's more so these nice little curved lines. Let your hand just do the work. I don't want you to think about it too much. Do not think about this too much. We're not writing a book. We're painting, we're creating fun art. So just let your hand kind of guide you, be your guide. So again, I'm going to go over the eye this time with some of the orange. So I went right over that one eye there. And now I want to add a little bit more orange. So I'm going to add a little slither here. And if you're painting on a wrapped canvas like I am, you do want to paint your sides as well. Some people choose one solid color. I tend to do my sides, or some people call it edges, the same colors as I do to my front. So I just pull it right on around. Totally up to you. No right or wrong way to do this. So now I'm going to add just a little bit more orange. And I'm actually going to, this time, I think I want to add a little orange underneath. Underneath my opposite eye. There we have it, so plan on that. Now, I did all the orange that I want to do. You might want to add orange to the side of your face. I'm not going to add orange to the side of my face this time. So I'm going to rinse my brush. You always want to make sure you rinse your brush well. You can actually wash your brushes with shampoo, a little bit of shampoo at the end. Just rinsing my brush. Even if I wasn't going to use it, I like to rinse my brush, and you want to lay them flat to dry, because you can do damage to your brushes by leaving them in the water. They'll start to bend up, and you won't have the same effects when you go to paint. Although they'll be usable. So I really like to emphasize taking care of your brushes. My next color, I'm just going to jump right into it, is this teal. Totally love it. Beautiful, beautiful color. So again, still using that flat brush, and I'm going to start with some of the mane here, right here. So again, I'm taking my flat brush and using it side. And again, I'm not going to make all the mane go to the edge of my canvas. And that adds character. So again, I'm going to add some more here, right in between where I had this orange. I'm going to add some here. And again, you want to make sure you're making your manes different thicknesses. Some might be skinny, some might be thick. Because I love this teal so much. See how I used it right there, a nice big glob. Actually gonna do that again. So right beside the nose. And I love the flat brush because you get nice even strokes. So right there. Now I'm gonna come and use my tool right where I said we had that little bridge. So I'm gonna make that line right beside it, and I'm gonna stop right there. How we doing? Awesome. Nice one. Great. Okay. So, and sometimes you have to step back. So for me, make sure. And at any point, if you want to add white, to add highlights, you can. Because it's like this painting is super colorful. I'm going to add some more of this too, because again, I love it. Why not? Where I made the yellow line underneath the eye, I'm going to add a little bit of blue there, just a little bit. So just a little slither there. And I also want to add a little bit more blue to my mane, but I'm not going to start right at the mouth under that jawline. I'm just going to start midway. So right there, like if he has like a goatee, so that line is not touching anything. Now, I'm gonna add a little bit more teal. I told you I love this teal right here. So I'm going to go above the eye this time, but making it come out all the way to the edge of the canvas. So again, going all the way up to the top. So there we go. And because I have my teal already, I'm gonna put some of my favorite color, which is green. I'm using the teal because the teal and yellow makes a really limey green. I love limey green. If you want to use your regular yellow with your blue, you're going to get more of, I say like that forest green, that grass green. But I love neon colors. So I'm going to get this nice lime green. So mixing my yellow and teal, and that would give you a limey green. Again, you want to mix on your plate. Just got a little red in there. Don't that yet. So now that I have my green, I'm going to add some green mane. So going up against my yellows, dragging it across. You're going to do this wherever you want green at. So I'm going right next to my yellows with my green. And again, do not overthink what you're doing, and make your mane different thicknesses and thinnesses. Is that a word? Thinnesses. I don't know. Sometimes I will make up words. I'm gonna add another green right here. Up. So that's my favorite color, green. So of course I'm going to add some green to my lion's face. So again, right beside where I had the teal, I'm going to add some green. Right above that eye, which is my left eye. And again, making sure I'm painting my edges there. Oh, I love when it starts to come to life. So again, I'm doing like this vice versa thing going on. So I'm going to come underneath my eye this time with some of that lime green. And then I actually bring that line down. And again, if you have a favorite color, you might be adding more of that color to your line, like me. So again, my favorite color is green. So I'm gonna, why not? Why not? I'm gonna go with some more green. So right under the teal this time. And not forgetting, not gonna neglect my edges and red sides. So this time I'm making more of a triangle shape, if you will. And I'm not gonna come all the way down to where my green starts. So I'm gonna make a little fun shape, so I'm rounding it off. Okay. So there's my green. Do you think I should add some more green? You've had enough. Okay. So I'm just looking at this side here. I'm like, what's going on with this side? So I'm gonna give it a little bit more green. Oops. Okay. So I'm going the edge here. And I'm not going to forget my side here. Awesome. I'm happy with that. So then I'm going to rinse my brush. Tapping it off. So I always like to use the paper towel in between because, see, I still have more green left on my paintbrush. So, let's see. So that's better. So I need it one more time. Okay, that's perfect. So now I'm going to go in for my red. So adding some red. So again, we're going to work on our mane first, or you might decide you want to go in the face. So I'm going to go right above the green. Again, making it a little bit thicker than it was before. So just going. So again, just adding where I want reds. So going underneath. And again, don't overthink your painting. Oh, looking good, looking good. You see, I'm not forgetting my sides here. And some red to this little corner here. And at any time, if you want to switch your brush, I keep saying when I do this painting another time, I'm going to use a really big brush and just like blend it and have the colors like exploding. So now I'm going to come up and add some more red to the face. So I actually, I'm going to do my opposite side where my teal is, where I always call it like a little muzzle. And I'm painting that red. And I kind of go in a circular motion. there. And I had that little slither there. That'll be where the nose comes down to. So I will be making my nose dark blue. Oops. So right there. Now I'm gonna add some red up top where we have the bridge, but I'm going in the center this time. So on the inside, not the outside. And it making the shape more of like an upside down triangle, except you want to round it off. You don't want any hard shapes. So no hard shapes. Oops. I was paint on my fingers. Okay. Now, if you're into pinks, because you already have your red, I'm going to go ahead and add some pink. So of course, the lighter the pink, the more white you'll have. Once you have your color that you're happy with and satisfied with, we're doing the same thing. We're so predictable at this point. So add those pink hairs, that pink mane. It's okay if your colors do touch. I actually like it when I can just bring them over, and then when I do that, I will wipe it off on my paper towel. I don't want to continue to have the other color fusing with the color the entire time. So I have that pink, and it almost is like a pinkish purple. And don't forget, every line does not need to be the same. Different thicknesses, different shapes. I really love how it infuses with the pink because they're close family members. And at this point, say if you wanted to add like a little highlight, you can add just a little brush of it to just kind of sweep it. You can barely see it. It's really light. So going along, adding my pinks. So again, taking this one right next to the red. I just love the way those two blend into each other, as if I was going to make like this ombre effect. So again, going right next to this pink there. Now I'm going to add some pink to my face. So I'm going to go right underneath where I have this green. And I want to make sure that it's thicker than what I had on the other side. Next to it. Now, of course, I want to add some to my opposite side. This time I'm going to add a nice size. So starting right where my teal is. And I love painting because I feel like it's very forgiving. Like you can do so much with it, and it's therapeutic. Always say, try to enjoy the process and not, oops, sorry, oh, I'm like kicking cords here. Don't overthink your artwork. Have fun, because sometimes if we're overthinking, we'll stop and think that we're not good enough. Everyone is born an artist. Everyone is an artist. You just have to tap into it and to continue to do your art. The more you do it, the more you're able to express yourself without words, even though I'm talking about right. So again, I'm going to use some more of this pink here, and I'm going to add it on this one side right here. And how can I dare forget my name right there? Okay. And this is one of those paintings, sometimes you might go back and add extra colors. When I've taught this before, I've had people that really wanted to use black, and it looks good. Black outlines things and make things, your images really stand out. I also like to play with white, so sometimes I might use white. You can even use a white paint marker, like I had in this particular one. So now, purple time. So I am going to add a little bit of white to my purple, just so I actually know that it's purple. Just a little white. If you're feeling the dark colors, you might not want to add any white to it. So again, adding to my main here. I have to come back and add some more colors. So just adding. And remember, those lines do not need to be the same. Different thicknesses, different lengths, different shapes. I'm just going anywhere I have whiteness, and I'm adding purple. Adding my royal purple here. And where I made a shorter line, I have this little triangle shape. And you can layer your paint. So if it's a color you want to change, go right ahead. You can add another color to it. And I love painting because, again, it's therapeutic. And sometimes I won't even paint an image. I'll just take a bunch of paint, squirt it on a canvas, take a paint roller and roll it back and forth, and I feel good about it. So I'm going to add some purple right in between my red here. All the way down. Oh, I love when it's coming to life. The more colors you add, I say sometimes we second guess ourselves and we'll start judging ourselves, and the painting is not even nearly completed. Add another little purple. And this painting is so fun. You can add glitter to it. So many things you can do to add your own little creativity to your painting besides what I do. You can add metallics that are nice and shiny and really stand out. So I'm gonna add over here. So I'm having a good time, as you can see, with that purple, right? I'm gonna add some more purple right in between the yellow and my pink. And I'm not forgetting my edges. Painting your edges adds a nice clean touch when you want to hang your canvas. I say even when you're going to frame them, I highly recommend still painting your edge, because sometimes when it's framed, you can still get a little glimpse or peek of the sides of the canvas. So it's looking. Okay. My next color, I'm ready for. I'm gonna add some blue. And again, the blue can be your light blue, your dark blues, but I'm gonna start with my dark blue. And again, I'm still using that brush, my flat, bigger paintbrush. And I'm starting with the nose. Because I feel like my lion is like, please, give me my nose. So if you're using black, you might want to use black. I just like sometimes not using any black to see how I can make colors really dark and just playing on them. I feel like you don't always need black paint or white paint. You could just use other colors that you have. And even make paintings all with two colors. Just keep getting using different tones. And the blue, excuse me, will act as a shadow. So again, I'm going to come along and add me. So if you know you really like dark colors, this is your show right here. This is your show. So I'm going again, just filling in those white spots. So you might have spots that are more thicker than the other. I have teeny ones, little ones peeking. And you see it comes along, coming along, excuse me. So I have some of my blue is right next to my lighter purple. It's like a little transition there. Sometimes it's like, where else do I want to add another color? So I'm gonna add this blue right next to my green. Looking good. So now we're gonna go to the corners of our eyes. So at this point, you wanna switch your brush, because we're using our dark blue here, and we're just going around the actual eyeball. I'm actually using my smaller flat brush. If you're using a round brush, that might be even easier. So I'm going right around the eyeball. And I'm working on my second eye here. Once you get that part in, it's like, I can see it coming to life, right? So now, once you have that part around the eyeball, you want to mix your blue with some white and color that, paint, excuse me, not color. You want to paint that eyeball light blue, or you might be using another color. I've seen people use yellow, teal, orange. Seen people make it 2 different colors. You can do that on both sides. Now, I'm going to add the pupil. With that, it's 2 ways. If you want like this perfect circle, you can take the bottom of your paintbrush, your bigger one. Some people use a pencil eraser, and just add a little pupil there. You can even make it, if you want it bigger, you can kind of take your brush around and around, like so. Oh, look who's looking at us, right? So now you just continue to keep adding colors. So I'm going to add some more of this beautiful teal. And remember making different shapes, different lengths. So again, if you have a favorite color, you might be adding more of that. Or if you have a room that you want, you want your painting in, sometimes people would say to me, I want to go with the colors that match. So again, that's why I said you don't even have to create this using all the colors. You can use a few colors. You can use 2 colors. Just get gradually lighter, lighter. I love this teal. come back under this eye. Awesome. So keep going, keep going. Okay. Trying to see what other colors do I want to add. It's so many, it's hard to choose from. So I think I could go for some more yellow. And sometimes you do have to step back, and I also tell people it's okay to stop and come back to a painting. Totally okay. I came back to a painting a whole year later. I don't want you to do that, but yes, it's okay to step back and stop. Sometimes you might even ask someone, what color do you think I should add? What color is missing? If you can't decide. Sometimes I have artist block, and I will say, what do you think I should add to this? So I can ask other artist friends, or sometimes I ask my friends who don't consider themselves as artists, but I value their opinion and tell them they are artists. Just be careful when you are adding your light color, because you might have dark colors that are already that are still wet. Although with acrylic paint, that's why I say it's so forgiving. If it's wet, you can wipe it with I always use a white paper towel, because if you use a color paper towel, and yes, paper towels come in colors, I have them in a variety of colors, orange, green, red, so the dye would come off. So that's why I say I would use a white paper towel while it's wet, or an old cloth t-shirt, something you don't need, and you just take it and wipe. While it's wet, you cannot decide you're painting today and tomorrow you want to wipe it off. No, at that point it's permanent. You would have to paint over it. Yes, the yellow's looking good, right? So I'm going to add some yellow right underneath here. All the way to the side of the nose. Yes, that helps. Now I'm going to add some more orange. So mix in my red, because my orange started to dry already. Acrylic dries very quickly. Don't forget your edges. I know you're like, Monique, how many times do you say that? But people always forget. So my disclaimer I should have put out there, I will repeat that numerous times about don't forget your edges, even the bottom, because remember your canvas, if you are using a wrap canvas, it has 4 sides. Wrap canvases are my favorite. Some people like panels. I like the wrap canvas. I want to use what the masters use. Oh, that orange looks good. I really like this orange. This time I went with more yellowish orange. So now I know I want to add it over here. So under my other eye. Oops. finding this orange here. So keep going, keep adding colors. Again, you could always add like some cool markers. They have acrylic markers, they have oil-based markers. Oil-based markers I really love for putting on paintings. They have this sheen to them, just like oil paint, right? Posca has amazing markers as well, so I use both. So I use acrylic markers, also water-based markers. I say in art, you have to take risks, try new things, and see what you like. So adding some more of this orange. Oh, spot here. Definitely benefit from some orange or a color. The color in here. Looking good. I know yours is as well if you're painting along with me. Okay. So I'm almost done. And it's okay if you're not almost done. You might be working on a larger side. So this is, oops, I always tend to, every class session, I always have to drop something. So this is the largest canvas, the 16 by 20. So same process, except you might be taking a little longer, which is totally fine. You can always pause me. You can put me on pause, or you might say, "Oh, I got the hang of this," which is totally fine. Just thought about the next color I wanted to use. Oh, I said I was going to add some more red. Oops, didn't rinse my brush. Okay, so I'm going to add some red. And again, you can layer, meaning you might have one color going on top of another color. Adding this red. And you might have other colors that are close. They don't have to all be separated or in this like a pattern. Just overlap that one. I added some red right on top of that orange and the yellow. There. So now, I think I want to add, I kind of want to add a dark color there. But I have the purple over here. Decisions, right? I think I'm actually going to go ahead and add purple, the lighter purple. With my brush here, gotta make sure this is the purple. This purple looks just like blue. It's so crazy until you add the white to it. This definitely has more blue tint. Oh yeah, that looks good. And I'm gonna add just a little bit more of this blue here, right under the mouth, just to add some shadow. There. Awesome, I'm loving it. You can also go over the eye if you want to make that more of a deeper sunken in eye. You just take your flat brush, like so. And we're just about done. We have one more little step. I normally use my small brush, again, to tip the edge, the bottom of your paintbrush. So not the bristles, we're gonna use our stick again. And you're gonna dip it in your blue paint. This is for our whiskers. Giving 4 little dots here, and the same thing on the opposite side. Details matter, right? Those details. Now, take your white, and if you're using a round paintbrush, some people like to use this for the whiskers. Of course, I did grab a brush that feels like somebody didn't wash it good. So I'm just gonna take my white. Do not go directly on top of your blue paint because it's wet. So you wanna just go right beside it. And just drag your brush over. If you added like an additional color and it's still wet, you can go back to it, because I forgot I added color over there. So I'm gonna do it on the other side. And the whiskers can be short, they can be long. I've seen it done amazing both ways. You can make them cross each other, like I just did, like they're going across. And try to, I always say, this is another thing you want to try to do fast. Oops, I had a dot. And it's like a beauty mark. Because I feel like when I do it slow, I start making them more zigzags. And last step inside of our pupil, we want to add that little dot, a little white dot there. And you can add white to your mane if you want to. So that would be just little that's just an example. If it is something you wanted to do. When I do add white, like as a highlight, I normally water it down, the white paint, like falling all over the place today. So really lightly, and you would just take your brush and drag it. And that will drag your color. So that's if you want to. It's not something something you have to do. It's just if you want a different effect. This needs some darkness here. And there you have it. So that's our fun rainbow lion. Again, you can paint your lion any way that you want, but just have fun. That's the number one thing. Have fun, enjoy the process. Also, wait, last thing, if you want to outline it, you can. I did here with the dark blue. I did not here. So it just depends on the look that you're going for. So, and as I look, I kind of think I do want to outline it because this one side I used a lot of yellow. So I'm going to take my small paintbrush. As artists, sometimes we're changing, and you can see I did not do this side, but I did do this side. So I'll have to do that side as well. So taking my smaller flat paintbrush, and the flat paintbrush I love because you can get nice edges and lines with it as well, just like the round pointed paintbrush. Yes, that looks better. It just gives some separation from the mane to his face. But some people, it's like, you might like it that way. Like, I love it this way, but I think because I use so much yellow in that lighter color that I needed something to make it stand out a little bit more. So again, I'm Monique from Outrageous Brush and Flow here in Philadelphia, right on Germantown Avenue, where we host paint parties, paint and sip parties, as well as creative parties. So you name it, from scrapbooking to vision boards, anything that causes us to be creative. And we hope you enjoy painting with us. And I'm saying we because I do have a small team, although it's just me here. And I hope that if you ever come paint with me or just watching, that you feel like a friend. And again, keep opening up your creative outlets and doing something creative every day. Again, thank you for watching. Enjoy, and see you soon. Bye-bye.